Good morning. We're going to do some yoga this morning where we'll be able to spend a lot of time stretching arms, legs and also your back. During this next half an hour to 40 minutes, there'll be opportunities for every type of body shape. So whether you're apple, pear, whatever you want to be. We're going to stretch all of that so that you can get back the toning of your body type. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my legs together with a small gap between the feet and just rock from toes to heels, just to limber through the feet and allow that stretch from the heels to the toes to be felt deep in the arch of the foot. Now this exercise alone is very, very good, not just for balancing, but to work the plantar fasciitis if you have that as a problem. If you don't, it just helps to lengthen the calf muscles, both front and back. And then from here, we're going to go from one leg to the other, pushing down on the heels one at a time to allow the calves to fully stretch. And then as you come up onto the toes, you'll feel the work into the back of the heel. I'm going to do about 10 of those. And then from here, I'm going to stay here and stretch the upper body. Feeling the lengthening on the body, the arms and the legs, and then I'm going to reach alternate arms to stretch. Feeling that stretch there, we'll stretch through the side of the body into the back. This is where we're going to target most of these yoga exercises this morning. Nice early morning stretch here for those that have a little time. Then from here, I'm going to take the arms to the side and allow the legs to do the same. And I'm just going to twist left to right here, working through my back, arms and legs. As I twist, look over the side so that you've got the head following the spine and therefore keeping the neck in line with the rest of your spinal column. Twist side to side. You don't have to be an able-bodied yoga or Pilates fanatic to be able to do these exercises. Anyone can do them. 2 more. Now with the legs open, I'm ready to pull back and release. I'm just going to turn to the side, so as you pull back, hold tight and then release forwards, yes? So pull, deep breath in, release on the out breath. So we're going to work on the breathing pattern as we stretch. In breath to pull, out breath to release, feeling the work through the shoulders and the upper part of the back. So the legs and feet there are keeping you balanced as you open and pull the arms. We're going to do 4 more there. Now remember, the neck and the chin need to be up as you're pulling, feeling the stretch through the upper body. Now lengthen again to the side. I'm just going to lateral side bend, hand to the calf or knee, and then bring the arm up a little higher, feeling the work down the side of the body and in the back. And then we're going to go to the other side. So a nice warm up here. You don't have to be a real good yoga participant to be able to do these exercises as mentioned earlier. Side to side stretch. And again. Now, even if you're not very fit, these stretches are really good for your back and sides. And then from here, I'm going to open the arms out and then rotate one arm at a time through the shoulder. Now remember, this is a half rotation going forwards and back, feeling the work at the back of the rotary cuff muscles. Each time you go forward and back, just allow that shoulder to move a little further each time you roll forward and then back. 2 more on each. So you might be doing this in your kitchen or lounge or conservatory, and allow yourself to have enough room to stretch out without touching furniture. Now I'm going to turn that left foot to the side and bend through to limber into a warrior 2 or a Virabhadrasana 2. As I go forwards and bending through, I can feel the work on the knee and working through your quads, but also in the shoulders because I've left my arms up quite a long time. And then we're going to limber the other side, bringing that left foot in, right foot to the side. Again, I can feel that work into the back and hip, into the bottom there. Now bringing the arms down to relax for a minute, bring the feet to the corners of your mats and pull the heels in as we now bend through. So as you bend and come up, Watch your knees. Think about where that's comfortable for them. They should be traveling over towards the toes. So again, just pulsing here, working on the lower back, feeling your quadricep muscles this morning as we pulse. Now already you should feel an increase in the heart rate. That's what we're looking for. So you'll need more breaths in and out through the nose and mouth. Now I'm going to stay here, keeping my hands at the top of my thighs, but working into the pelvis, tilt towards me and push away. Now if you have a back problem, this is really good to move the back. Don't overstretch. And again, I'll show you that from the side so you can see thrusting forwards, curving back. So really get a nice stretch into the lower back. And remember, each time you go forward with that thrust, breathe in and breathe out to go back. So nice on your back. Just remember, there's no twisting involved. You're just thrusting forward and back to allow the bottom of the vertebrae to move. So warming up the heart rate, we're now going to rotate from hip to back, hip to you. See that? So side, back, side to me. We're going to do 6 of those, 4 rotations on your hips and waist. Feeling the work in the lower back. So all the way around. In and out breaths here to get that body moving. And then we're going to go the other way. So side towards me, other side and round. And again, if you feel any discomfort with the back, just don't exaggerate it too far. So don't make it too intense. Just feel the body moving. So a nice way here to work on the spine and to limber the lower lumbar spine. 2 more. Now we're going to work into a bit more balance. So I'm going to bring my feet in again, like we did in the beginning. And I'm just going to bend through the knees. Now earlier we did pedal pushes. If you've just joined me, go into pedal pushes now. The rest of us just bending down because we're going to use those ankles and feet, hence why we did pedal pushes at the beginning, to be able to work into an Uttanasana or tree straight away. So I want you to choose, if you can, your stronger leg and bring the foot just below the knee, turning out this leg and bring the hand to the heart of the chest into Namaste hold. Deep breath in through your nose, out breath through your mouth, and count those breaths to 10. And listen to your breathing as you balance. Think of your balance. Keep staring at something that's not moving. And as you spot to look at that, whatever it is you're staring at, don't forget to breathe. More deep breaths in, the stronger you'll be. Now already 6 breaths, so we're going to go all the way to 10 if you can. If not, swap legs now if you can't balance very well. Now I'm ready to swap legs. So stepping down, pedal pushes here. I'm going to leave my arms comfortably near the heart there, just till I'm ready to change legs. And then when you're ready, ground the foot on the other leg and turn out to the knee. And again, hold in this position for 10 deep breaths. You may feel it in the lower back. That's what I'm looking for. So as you twist out the hip, strengthening lower lumbar spine. Now, for those that are very good at yoga and are bored, you can reach up to Tandasana if you wish. It's up to you, or open out the mountain. So I leave that to you. Rest of us are staying here. Just make it easy so you concentrate on your balance and the stretch in the back this morning. And this is really where you lengthen your stride, so to speak, and be able to see how well you are at balancing. So lots of concentration needed. Now from here, bring the feet down, pedal pusher again to release the calves and the hips. Ankles here fully stretching. We're now ready to stretch the upper arm again. So I'm going to bring the hands around the back, straighten my spine and draw the shoulders back, pulling the tummy in. And then I'm going to lift up those arms. Oh my goodness, that feels so good on my pectoral muscles. That's at the front of the chest. And as I breathe in and out, holding that for 2 more breaths, I'm going to bring it up a little higher. Feel the energy rush through the body, and don't forget your breathing. Now this is preparing me ready for the next exercise, working on your legs. So drop in the arms, roll them forwards, and then step back on one leg. Now all I want you to do here is get both heels down, pushing through the quad on the front leg and the knee in front, gently pushing forward, stretching that back leg there so I can feel that stretch. Oh, that feels so good. Don't forget lower back here, having a nice stretch as well because my vertebrae is straight, my chin is up. Don't forget your breathing and feel the calf muscles. Sort of stretch and release, stretch and release. This is a really good exercise to do if you're going for a long walk or a run. Now we're going to step in and change legs, repeating on the other leg. So again, both feet facing forwards, pushing through the quads here and the calves at the back of the leg. And remember, both feet face forwards, so the heels are both down. Now this is going to prepare us for the Lord of the Dancers pose. So I'm going to bring my arm that's where the leg is bent in front of me, so same side, and then reach for the back leg slowly, finding your balance, hence why we did Uttanasana or tree, and then lifting on the back leg. And this is going to help to strengthen lower back. If you can't reach for the foot, you might want to hold onto the wall and just lift the leg in the air. And then I'm going to bring the arm higher and bend through the knee I'm standing on. And again, 10 deep breaths if we can. Been here for 4 breaths so far. I'm going to open that leg a little higher for me here. Now step back to where you were, pedal pushes before we move. Well done so far. And then I'm going to turn to do the other leg. You don't have to turn, but it's to help the camera more than anything. So I'm going to step forward with the leg I just had bent and push through. So now still with the frame or spine straight, pushing through your quads here, feeling the lengthening through the calves and the stretch here on the back. Really good for back problems. So if you do suffer with anything to do with the bottom or legs, this is the exercise you should use. Now on the next in-breath, preparing myself again, I'm going to reach for the back leg, taking the arm forward into a dancer's pose, reaching for the ankle. I'm just going to move away from the TV. And then from here, when ready, find your balance. And then stare at something that's not moving. Make sure the elbow's straight on this arm and that you can feel it targeting the middle of the back and top of the quads of the leg you're holding. Although the legs that you're standing on, still building muscle in the top of the leg there. You want to go a little wider into triangle there. Don't forget to breathe. I'm going to bend on the leg I'm standing on to get more balance. Don't forget to breathe. Now open the legs wide again. This time no pedal pushes to release, but straight to target the hips. We're going back here to thrust forwards and push back, just like we did earlier. So resting the hands at the top of the thighs. Again, thrust forward and back. Release your back. Nice work. Don't forget your breathing. Now going back to your quad stretch, pulsing through the tops of the legs. Again, bringing the hands to the heart of the chest. Feeling the tops of the leg back is still nice and stretched. Closing your eyes if you need to without wobbling. And feel the tops of the leg muscles as the back relaxes. Now I'm going to stay in this position just to work on arms now. Now we're going to go into Uttanasana. Some of you with the eagle pose find this difficult, so we're going to do arms first. So we're going to take the arm in front of you and push back the shoulder. Then bend the hand at the elbow and then bring the elbow across. This is easy to see on the camera there. So we've got a nice V shape, and then wrap to hold and then bring them to centre. We're just going to hold this position to work on the shoulder of the arm that's on top. And you stretch there for about 2 to 5 breaths, but bring up the elbows. Actually, if I turn to the side, you will see there that the elbows are in line with the shoulders, what I'm looking for, yes? But try not to lift the shoulders, pull the shoulders down. Holding here for another 4 to 5 breaths. Now we're going to unravel and do the same. So bring in the other arm underneath and bring in the other one under the one on top. You can see that? Wrap and bring to center. So now the work's on the other shoulder. And again, bringing the elbow up. Again, from the side, you'll be able to see that, yeah? So elbows in line with the shoulders. And again, you might want to look at your hands. If you can't get the hands together, you might want to try thumb to thumb or little fingers, whichever you can grab hold of. And feel the stretch in the top of the shoulders, pulling into the deltoid muscles at the side of the shoulders there. Don't forget to breathe in. Two more deep breaths. Now release the arms. We're going to do legs and arms together now. So I'm going to turn to the side to make this easier. So you bend on the leg you're preparing to support and then wrap the other leg around. Now bring the arms up. Again, remember the V we did. Wrap the hands and then bend through the knee. So the spine is straight, but here I'm also working on balance. Don't forget to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And feel the stretch on the shoulders and calf muscles. Now step out. Unravel the arms and change them, then change the other leg over. Watch your balance on the leg. And repeat the same exercise again. Can you bring the shoulders higher? Now this will target on weaknesses in shoulders, across the shoulder blades, chest muscles, or your legs and calves. Feel the burning of the muscles as they build. Now step out to pedal pushes like we did right at the beginning, and then we're going to go to a half moon pose. So you need to be careful on this one. If you know that balance isn't good for you, then use a radiator or a chair at the end here instead of going towards the block, which I'll be using. Before I start, I'm going to relax the shoulders, breathe in and out for 2 breaths, and then reach for my block. So I'm stretching to the side and then legs coming up. Nice triangle shape between the legs there, and then bring in the opposite arm up to be parallel there. And we're going to breathe in and out for 4 breaths. Don't forget your breathing, feel the lengthening through the arms, and as you hold that position, smile. Don't forget your breathing. I've mentioned this so many times this morning, but it's vital to stop you going dizzy or feel like you're going to fall. Can we bring the leg up higher, pull the chest further back. Building on strengthening muscles here. Now I'm going to bring the legs together, bend, straighten for a minute so you don't go dizzy, and shoulder roll. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other leg. So for me, I'm going to move my block, so adjust whatever you need to be able to perform that exercise again. I'm going to turn the foot, reach for the block, find my balance first before I move my head, arm to the ceiling, and then gently turning the head, straightening the knee, and breathe in and out for 6 to 8 breaths. Feel that stretch there. I'm going to go straight to downward dog here, placing both hands on my block, reaching the legs behind me to come out, and then pedal pusher again, just like you did at the beginning of the class, stretching the calves, lengthening your arms and your legs. Now you don't have to use the block if you want to come lower, or you might want the block under your heels. Now we're going to drop the head between those elbows to look towards the knees. Now just guide those heels down. Stretch the hamstrings, lengthen the calves. Breathe in and out. Now hold that position into a downward dog position, but make sure that the feet are in line with the hands and that you're looking down at your calves. Oh, feel the stretch in that spine. Feel the legs fully lengthen. Breathe deeply in through the nose, out through your mouth slowly. I'm going to exaggerate today to work on the calves a little longer into a three-legged dog. So I'm going to lift one leg to the ceiling. Oh, feels so good on my back. So turning out the hips slightly, straightening both of your knees. Elbows should be straight. Feeling the work on the arms now. If it gets too much for you, bend the elbows to the mat. Now to work on the back, let's flip the dog and take out the tail if you like. Put in the leg right across the hip. Now step back, pedal pusher to come out of this. And then we're going to take the other leg to the ceiling, breathing in into three-legged dog here. Straighten the knees. Keep breathing. Now flip the dog. Again, 4 breaths here. Back to pedal pusher slowly, don't rush it. And I'm going to come down onto my knees, bend the elbows and curl if I can my bottom to the heels, then straighten the elbows slowly. Feel the stretch on the spine, arms and into the knees. So be careful if you have a knee problem. You may want to kneel on something soft. Feel the stretch in your spine. Don't rush it. Just allow that lumbar spine to stretch all the way to the neck. Notice my forehead's on the floor and I'm fully lengthening. Getting me ready now for an insect pose. So I'm bringing my hands just underneath the shoulders. Then from here, finding the balance on one arm, you can choose either because you're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to stretch first. The leg that's in line, if you like, same side with that lengthened arm. lift the leg, and then find my balance to take opposite arm forwards. You may need to curl the toes if you unbalance of the leg that's bent. Then lengthen the knee from the hip, relax the hand and foot, keep the ear in line with the elbow and breathe. So you're working on a stretch into the limbs and back. Don't forget your breathing. If the wrists hurt, make a fist or go down to a bent elbow. And then lift the leg at the back for more progression. Now swap over, so slowly taking the weight onto the other leg, and the hand that's done all the support in there is now coming off the floor. Lift the leg if you can, target your back and hip. Strengthening the back and legs. Lengthen the elbow on both hands. Don't let the leg fall down. Now come back to all fours and open the legs wide. The hands should be in line with the elbows at this point. As we now go gently into a downward cat, pulling the tummy muscles in and taking the chin to look at your tummy. Now push forwards. Stretching through the spine, can you see that? Lifting the bottom and the head together, curving through the center of the lumbar spine and thoracic. Feel the work through the neck, and don't forget, it doesn't matter how far the posterior travels to the ceiling. So lift and lengthen. Feel the abdominals pull to the chest and hold that stretch. Now swap. Out breath down. And change. So changing again. Now we're going to work on balance again from here, bringing the spine to neutral. So you've done a lot on the back. We're going to take the opposite leg across the bent knee. Can you see that? So I'm stretching one leg with a lengthened knee across the bent one. I'm going to lift it over here, so a diagonal stretch. Then the opposite arm to the leg that's straight is going across and lengthening away in the air. Then I'm going to try and lift the legs. So the target here is in the hips. Transverse abdominis muscles also having to twist and trying to lift my leg higher without unbalancing. Feel the stretch in the back, your quads of the legs that's holding that position, and the arm muscles. I'm going to reach now for the foot behind me and then lift when ready. Finding the balance and work. So very similar to a dancer's pose, but here into a kneeling swan. Knee coming up if you can, target lower back and quads. Please take your time. If you do this too fast, you will end up with a back or leg injury. Hence why I wish we were in the classroom, but you must be slow at moving or the transition from one exercise to the other. Other leg when ready. You might want to do a little dance on the bottom, releasing your back. Find your breathing, change the leg again. So over the top, diagonally across the bent knee. Opposite arm is going to go across as well. I'm going to hold it there for a minute while I lift the leg, and then when ready, stretch the opposite arm to the opposite leg in a diagonal stretch. Holding here, 6 breaths. Need to spot on something to breathe. Now we're going to bend the leg. I'm going to reach for the foot and slowly bring the knee up. Working to target lower back, balancing on the leg you're on. Breathe. Now releasing the quads, go back down to a child's pose. This time hands to the ankles or feet, curving through the spine to release all of the work you've done in twisting. Now from here, bring the arms in front onto all fours again, and 2 more cat to cows. It is the minute you stop exercising that the muscles seize up and become stiffer and less flexible, causing pains throughout the muscles to joints and bones. The more you move, the fitter you'll feel, and the more flexible the muscles will become. From here, I'm going to roll over, but I won't need the block yet. So coming down the mat, lay down. I may need my ball, so you might want to keep that or a pillow handy. Looking up at the ceiling, keeping the legs in a crooked position. I'm just going to go straight into bridge from this position, working on the back to tilt the pelvis. But the heels need to go to the bottom, and make sure there's a gap between your knees before you lift. Breathe in and roll onto the shoulders. Squeeze your glute muscles tight together to get these nice and firm and flatten the tummy. Holding this position for a count of 6 to 8 breaths. We're nearly there. We've worked hard on strong yoga positions, but working on limbered legs, arms, and stretching the back. I'm going to progress by either adding the ball under the back and the bottom to help lift you, or for me, using my block to lengthen the pelvis higher. This is really good to elongate your spinal column. Stretch every vertebrae and lengthen through the discs. Here, the hips should still face the ceiling, the shoulders down and the palms either side of the block. Feel that lengthening of your back. Don't forget your breathing. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, anything under the back will do that lifts, but a soft ball or pillow just help you to squeeze against the glutes to stretch the spine. Now I am going to lengthen through the legs again. The supporting of the shoulders there is vital to the lift. Now you can stay there if it's too difficult. I'm going to take the heel to the block and take one leg to the ceiling. Stretching here from my hip to my foot. Feeling the lengthening of that leg and stretching out all of the leg muscles we worked when we balanced at the beginning of the yoga class this morning. Now, if you do suffer with piriformis syndrome, you could take it over the top as well, but don't over-exaggerate if it's too hard. And we're going to swap legs, so feeling again the work into the back and the foot. 4 deep breaths here. And I'm going to bring both legs down, walking the toes to the block, and I'm going to release the block or ball and then keep that position, but try and draw my thighs in so I can feel the quadriceps fully working. Still squeezing the bottom and tilting on the pelvis. Relax your shoulders though. Now I'm going to walk the legs away slowly and bring the pelvis down, then stretch out the whole body. We're nearly there. Deep breath in to stretch the arms away from the legs. Bringing the hands to the floor, lengthen through the fingers, relax through the back, and breathe in and out for 4 breaths. Now we're going to fully finish with this cool down into Apanasana. This stretching through the limbs and the back to release all the muscles from the hard work you've done this morning. Bringing the hands parallel first and then out to the side. Draw one leg again into crooked position, then drawing a deep breath in, bring one leg up to tabletop, then the other, and then twist through the back, bringing both legs together and turning the chin to the back shoulder. Holding here to stretch all the way round the spine. Try and get the back shoulder to the floor and hold here for 4 to 6 breaths. Now for a more stretch on the neck, try and get the ear to the floor of the arm that you're looking at. And this should be in the opposite direction from the knees. Draw a deep breath in, bringing the legs up and travel to the other side. And then again, chin all the way behind you, trying to get the ear to the floor. Oh, that's so good. Feel the stretch on the back. Lengthen through your spine and breathe. Close the eyes and stay there for 2 breaths. Now going back to tabletop, roll yourself onto the side to come up onto your bottom and stretching through the legs, open them wide to the corners of your mats. Bringing the hands to the heart of the body, leaving the legs where they are, twist right to left, slowly all the way round to work through the transverse abdominis muscles underneath the rib cage, but also to stretch your back. And then lower in the body towards the hands, feel the stretch through the middle of the legs and go a little further and hold for 2 breaths as I reach for the ankles and lift the chin to lengthen. 2 breaths here. Reach for your toes if you can and lower the back further to stretch through the legs. Last cool down exercise. Bring one leg in front of you, taking a bent leg over the top of the straight leg. Straighten your back. Opposite hand's going to pull across the knee as you then twist to the back shoulder. Pulling the knee and the thigh across. Fully stretching here into half Lord of the Fishes. Releasing, change legs. Try and straighten the back when you can. Forward fold leaves you this morning stretched and fully lengthened every limb and in your back. Go to my mindfulness that will finish the end of this yoga session. Namaste.